There are fields in our database that we do not want to allow a user to be able to edit. For example, we don't want the user to be able to edit the created at field that we have. Okay, so let's say users table, and right here we discover that we have timestamps, and on all our tables we actually do. We do not want to be able to edit these fields because they can cause disasters. For example, a password. So in our application, there are always going to be fields that we don't want to permit mutation. So what we're going to be doing to save this security risk is to actually specify the fields in our database that are going to be assignable. And this mass assignment exception is actually the exception that is thrown when we try to assign a field into our database that was not supposed to be assigned. So by default, all fields in our database are not assignable. So when we try to push in mass data like we just did right here, Laravel throws us an exception, and this is a good security exception. Okay, so normally if somebody is pushing in a lot of data into application like this, is obviously some sort of hack or some sort of malpractice. But since we are doing it, we need to tell Laravel, okay, these fields in our database, we've given permission for us to be able to massively assign them. So for this protection risk to be taken away, we need to say post.php. Right here, we're going to define a protected property that describes the fields that we can actually fill into our database. So if you check out the user.php that comes by default, we have a protected fillable field right here, and they say the attributes that are mass assignable. So for us to be able to fill in those fields, we need to also define the attributes that are mass assignable. So right here, if you see, we don't want the ID to be mass assignable, so we don't include it right there. If the ID is mass assignable, this is going to be trouble because our database is in charge of incrementing this. Okay, so let's go to our post table and define our property. So we'll say protected, and the name of this property is fillable, and it's going to be an array. So the first thing that we want to say is, let us edit the title, let us edit the content, let us edit the category ID, and the last field is the featured. So let's allow us the permission to edit these 4 fields. So we've declared our field, and Laravel knows, okay, these fields are going to be mass assignable. So when the user tries to do something like this into these fields, let him do it. Okay, so let's go ahead and refresh and see what happens. So continue, and class app session not found. So this is my error again. So this stage of the upload succeeded, and we actually set our session, and we're actually not able to set our session because I didn't use that class. So use session. Okay, so now the class app session will be found, but now we have a new database record because remember we've already passed the stage of creating the post right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and play with Tinker a little. So PHP artisan Tinker, and we'll get all the posts. So we'll say app post model, and we can also get the first post. So here it is, it's our first post, and see the featured image is set to the link for that particular image that we uploaded, and we have the content, we have this, we have the category ID, and everything is set. So that was a successful upload, and let's go ahead and do another one. So we'll say some new title, and we'll upload a new image for that, and we'll select Laravel, another category, and we'll store the post. Okay, so look at right now, what happened was we set our session successfully, and we die-dumped the request. Okay, so everything looks great. Let's get all the posts using Tinker. So app post all, and you discover we have 2 posts. So in our database, we have this one that we just created, and the category ID is different, and the path is different. If we check over to our directory, we discover that we have 4 posts. Okay, and this is the one we just uploaded. These ones were because of the numerous errors I made, and this is the one we just uploaded. So everything looks perfect, but in the next video we're going to be doing a lot of editing for our post. So see you right then. Take care.